Well, hello and welcome. It's time for some Strider, I think, with a little bit of a different twist. For one, it's Macktion. Crazy. Never thought you'd see me doing a speed run, those of you who know me. And number two, we're doing Strider Zipless, which is not the most common version of Strider, I can imagine. So, with no further ado, let's get going on this. We do have to wait for this epic intro, as it builds and sends us right into a truly good game that you wouldn't have noticed otherwise. You know, if you'd just done the 5-minute thing. Not that I've got anything against that, I'm just saying, you know, hey. Well, let's do this. Ready? Let's rock and roll. So, Strider, believe it or not, actually has a story. I know, it sounds crazy, but it does. And thanks everyone for the GLs and for the surprise and astonishment. I do appreciate it. So, we've got to go kill Kane. Why? Because the Strider unit, right? The main character's name's Hyrule, right? For those of you, or something along those lines. But for those of you who don't know, Strider's basically mercenaries. So let's think, what are those guys? You know, they've got all the old guys. I don't remember what the name of the show is, but they've got all the old guys and they're all the mercenaries. It's like that, except for, you know, except for not old. So we've got to go find Kane and kill Kane because he got captured, discovered, you know, whatever reasoning is they present. But the fact of the matter is, Kane's got to go down. Now, this is not the first, this is the first, but it won't be the last time that we will spend a balmy summer afternoon inside of Kazakh. We're going to come back here 4 times during the course of this. 4. Yeah, that's a pretty good description, Tyro. Pretty good description. They say in the intro that the Strider unit is responsible for infiltrations, kidnappings, instigations, I think is one of the phrases as well, but yeah, so it goes for that. Yes, J Machine, we're definitely bucking the trend here and going to be doing this without zips. Which means you'll be seeing more than just 3 levels, which is cool. BK, thanks, and heyo. You could glitch this game and let it be beaten zipless. It does lend itself well to the glitches, honestly, but it's not that, it's actually pretty fun to do zipless. There are a couple of jumps that are a little this. Now, we are going to basically death abuse so that we don't have to walk all the way back, because it'll keep our progress just sort of tracked right there. So we just go ahead, take the hit, die, and then we're back at the base with everything that we gained along the way. So, here we find out there's this dude, he's got a prisoner, or they've got a prisoner, or something like that. But anyway, he's taking a phantom train to Egypt. What's a phantom train? Who knows? This seems, as you're going to see, like a pretty normal train. It's got whatever things a train usually has, tracks, presumably. Oh, by the way, we did unlock a slide ability by leveling up. And you'll notice that we can kind of take advantage of the extra momentum boost that we get from these downslopes. It's a little finicky. Ooh, A-Team, good. Not exactly the one I was going for. I was more going Expendables was what I was thinking in my head. But A-Team also works. They're definitely more descriptive. There we go. So now we'll just slide down this. We're gonna take a crud load of damage, which means the next bit, you know, is important. It's important not to die here, because if we die, we have to go through the train thing again, which is kind of not very fun for the whole trying to go fast thing. But you know, hey. when did any speedrun ever go according to plan in a marathon? So that might have looked a little strange, but you are 100% supposed to do a jump like that. It's part of the game, is a wall jump. And they don't do a very good job of showing you how that's done, honestly. Hey, Workster, good to see ya. Good to be seen, and better seen than viewed, I always say. Okay, so this is the first of 2 jumps that are really tough to do. Very easy to mess up, and then that makes you go the whole way around, the long way around, and that's no fun. But we got it, so we're all good here. Oh yeah, the very interesting jump physics. So what you have to do, and the only way I figured this out was because one of our wonderful resident speedrunners was kind enough to show me and speak me through the process, you know, of what exactly was going on. Yeah, he can stay down for an indeterminate amount of time, but here's where it really comes together. You gotta do one, you gotta jump, turn, and then jump again. And I never had the manual for this game, right? So I don't know if that's actually explained in the manual. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's weird. But yeah, the music's cool. The tautology. Chasm and Hertz exactly Workster. It is finally being released, and I love it. Love Chasm. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I meant to actually, you know, die here. But yeah, Chasm is a fun game. I like it. Alright. Now we got another key, so it's time for us to go back to Kazakh, because now we can get through another door. Remember what I said, we're going to be going back and forth to Kazakh a whole bunch of times. So there is a thing here, right? We can do a thing, I guess they call it a box jump, because you tend to do it on boxes like this. Any of these ledges you can do it on. But I never really have that much luck doing the box jump. But you can get a boost off of these ledges if you jump at the right point in time. There is one time where we are in the very last level where we're going to use it in order to skip discussing things with an NPC, because NPCs pause you, they stop the game while they load in, they talk to you, which is annoying enough, and then they stop you when they load back in once again. So they unload from the... They despawn from the game while you talk to them, and then immediately after your conversation with them. And then they spawn back in, and then you have to wait on them again, which sounds like a wonderful time, doesn't it? So you are Hyrule. Let me see Strider's power. Yep, that's Strider's power, all right. But the plus side is we finally found Kane, right? Page 10 of the manual calls the wall jump a triangle jump. Ugh. Thank you, Mr. Tanner World, for confirming that. But yeah, I never had the manual, so I had to learn it from a speedrunner. Okay. So now it's just going to take us straight back to the base, now that we finally got that. Good morning, L-Rock! And let's analyze this disc. For those of you who aren't familiar with that particular icon, that is meant to represent the big old, 5.5-inch floppies? The truly floppy discs. I do have one on my wall for nostalgia's sake. So now, a little breadcrumb... Oh, curses. So, a little breadcrumb, it's time for us to go to Japan. There is something you can do here that if you don't do, I think makes the last battle significantly harder than it needs to be. Maybe unpassable? I don't know. I always stop and get it just because it makes the most sense. It makes sense to stop and get it, and it doesn't make sense to skip it. but it allows us to charge our cipher, is what it's called. It's basically a cross between a tonfa and a sword, and, you know, shoot plasma. A save button figurine. Yep, and gotta kill those guys before it'll let you leave that room. Pretty uncanny. Yeah, basically. It's not your usual. Now, sometimes, I'm not sure what accounts for it, but you can actually have that thing spawn early. And I am by no stretch of the imagination an expert in this game. This is one of the few times where it's actually faster to go back to the entrance and leave than it is to actually, you know, destroy yourself, because those guys do such low damage when they hit you with their projectiles. So here we're going to get a thing, be like, oh, goodness, you know, takes over people's minds, and wouldn't you know, it's somebody, not on your life, dog developer, somebody, like maybe Kane. You'll simply sent to your grave by me, Mr. Kane? So, I think we should do the only thing that's fitting in such a situation, and use the time to stand behind him and strike him. Now, he talks about his sister being taken over by this, but I really don't know what's up. At this point in time, we now go, let's see, we now go to China, that's right. Here in China, we're going to get the magnet boots. Magnet boots will let us go back to Kazakh again and get through an area in Kazakh that we couldn't previously. So, yes, Kazakh is the figurative glue that holds this whole game together. Get the one file? There's no point. The one file doesn't do anything. It just tells me that there's something, you know, that I can get attack boots, and he dropped them somewhere. You know, one of the people in the Strider unit that we've never heard of before, or something like that. But the one file doesn't do us any good. And it'll also slow us down ever so slightly because we have to, you know, pick it up. And it has to go like, file 1 picked up. So, you know, I don't see much reason to pick it up. Alright, now there is an NPC just above us here, so we don't want to scroll the screen up, so we will not do our usual jump around tactic, so that we don't have to wait for them to spawn, and then despawn, and then, you know, be able to move. So instead, we'll just get our comeuppance here. But with the magnet boots, it's now Kazakh time once again. Just in case any of you were worried and thinking, wait, will Macktion ever go back to Kazakh? Will we see and hear that beautiful music once again? Don't worry, we're gonna. And we're even going to again. Is a trip, just all the unexplored territory? Yeah, the stuff you've never seen, and that's one of the things that I really like about Zipless, because there's so much more to this game than you see through the quick speed run, which everybody's seen now. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's a lovely speed run, but this is good too. So now, magnet boot time. One thing that I feel like is a big missed opportunity is that in the intro to this game, it of course shows you, Hyrule, but it also shows Sheena, and she looks pretty awesome. And it shows Kane, and obviously Kane uses a shotgun and explosives, and that's cool. And Sheena uses a machine gun and looks really badass. So I've been more than a touch disappointed that we don't actually get a game where we could select the characters, because I kind of would like to play through this game as Sheena with a machine gun. You know, have it be very, very Contra-esque, I think. But hey, that's just me. Who is this Mac? I don't know this Mac. Yes, there is a timer. Timer, death abuse, all this stuff. Yeah, you have to walk to the edge. You can't actually hop out with the magnet boots, which is unfortunate. We're only going to use the magnet boots one other time, and that's in the last level, in an area that can sometimes be a little bit problematic. Well, hey, Costin, how's it going? Okay. Oh, the intro oversells the game? The intro's awesome. It's really good. I like it. Especially the music. The music's fan-freaking-tastic. But, yeah, the fact that we don't actually get to play as Sheena or as Kane is a touch disappointing, like I said. But, I mean, I don't know, maybe there's some ROM hacker somewhere in the audience today who's like, man, I just really need an extra project. And if that is the case, I recommend Strider. We could use an update. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a health drop, which is going to make this a little bit riskier than I would like. This is not the first time, and it won't be the last that we run into this guy. Yep, health is good. Oh, thanks for the hug, Leo. A Mac hug right back at you. At the current moment, I'm not at liberty to do so, but my heart's in it. Okay. This jump is important because there's nothing but spikes below. Please give me health. No, you didn't. You're a jerk. Okay. Oop. Now we ride the elevator. I have not played the arcade game either, Soccer Demon. It is I've heard good things. But haven't played it myself. Okay. I will take this opportunity to heal again, because at this point, going back through the level would be rough. Overshot that just a little bit. But oh well, there we are. The first one done, and the sprite work on this is fan-freaking-tastic. It really is. They did a good job. So key number 3, you know what this means, right? You know what this means. We get to go back to Kazakh. Everybody's favorite Kazakh. But not before a brief interlude from Sheena, who in the intro was wearing this awesome armor, but now I guess she's wearing her casual clothes. I really want to see her armored up and ready to take on everybody. They could get the arcade version. Okay. So, yeah, not having played the arcade version, I hear there's a lot of love for it, so I guess it must be pretty darn good. What is really funny is, of course, because we're not zipping at all, we don't even go to that left wall. Not even once. But we are now, finally, 18 minutes in, we're finally... Okay, that was not intentional. Let's try that again. Now, 18 minutes in, we're finally getting to where speedrunners, go in their first little bit. Oh, really? It's in the... Oh, Serious Cacao Demon. Sorry, I saw Soccer Demon. My apologies. But, that being the case, where was I? Right. We're finally getting there to where they were all that in there. But yeah, I didn't realize that they had put the Strider theme into the new game. Very cool, though. Very cool, though, that they did. I really like it when we get callbacks like that. For example, I hope everybody here is familiar with Batman Beyond. Yep, there we go. Spawn him that way so that we don't have to run against him. But yeah, in the show Batman Beyond, it's got its own theme, but there is this one episode where you get the original theme from Batman the Animated Series in it, and it is everything you could have hoped for and more. It's a powerful moment. So here we go. This is the last time, the fourth and last time, we need to do something in Kazakh. Versus who wins? I'm gonna go with cacao. I'm a much bigger fan of chocolate than I am of cocoa and chocolate than I am of soccer. But that's just me. All right, so now we analyze number 5. File 5 analyzed. So this is the last boss. Well, really the second to last boss that we fight in this game. We're gonna give him his comeuppance. But here we go. Here we go. Now off to Africa. I bless the rains down in Africa. If I can get this jump, nope, cannot. But oh well. So this looks like lava to me, right? It's got all the qualities of lava. It has that reddish color. It looks liquid-ish, liquid adjacent even. But yeah, apparently it's not lava. Apparently it's like mud or just regular water. And I'm running low on health, and that can't do. Oh, jump. All right. This is... Oh, that's not good. All right. Time to go back again. This is one of the... I want to say the 3 jumps that I am likely to have trouble with in this game. And unfortunately... Well, fortunately, we were able to get over the first one no problem. You know, that first one in Egypt, that's the first one that's kinda tricky. And we did it just fine. It's unfortunate we didn't get this one as well, but... Okay, I'm gonna take it just a little bit safe here. That is very disappointing. Okay, trying it again. Of a pinky demon serving hot cocoa at a soccer game now? Okay, let's do this. I'm not gonna lie, his sprite when he jumps makes it look like when he's sliding, makes it kind of look like he's got a book under his arm, you know? Okay. Come on. There we go. That's how it's supposed to go. Darn. Go. Sorry. Now I'm a little bit paranoid that I'm gonna mess up the other jumps because there are 2 more jumps in this particular level that that have a high likelihood of going wrong. So, and if they go wrong, boy, do they go wrong. Spectacularly wrong. So this is the first one. This pit below you is maddeningly, frustratingly difficult. Gotta slide them books back to the library, yeah. Can't have late fees. I'm glad that somebody else here gets it. So we're actually going to slide through him because by not killing him, the third one doesn't show up. Ooh. This is not turning out great here. Okay, so here's jump number 1. Jump number 2. Okay. Now, missing those jumps makes you go back and basically you gotta go through this whole water level section. It's not the greatest. He says, Hiruko. Well played, Polyhead. I appreciate the pun. Alright. So now, 25 minutes in, we're finally getting disc number 6, which tells us of a magical land called Los Angeles where Facius Clay is. It also happens to be where Sheena is, because she went after Cain. And we're going to come upon her, and she says, "Revenge me." And it's interesting that that Hyru's been back to the base like 4 times since Sheena, left after Cain, but he's only now just picking up the fact that she's gone. So, yeah. Oh, thanks, Bunsley. Much appreciated. I might be a touch out of sorts, as speedrunning is not my usual fare. I tend to make perlers and other things of the like. So, a little bit of anxiety at the moment, but I appreciate everybody, not really playing that up. Get revenge for me. So yeah, so Sheena's dead, I guess. I mean, but she wouldn't be dead if she wore her badass armor and brought her machine gun. I'm just saying. I feel like this is an oversight on her side. Sheena, the machine gun lady. Oh, thanks. You're too kind. So now, human power can't destroy this shield, but we're just going to hit it a bunch of times until it's done. These Zane guys are Grandmaster Meow. That must be a reference to one of the games I haven't played. Oh, thanks, Ant. You're too kind. Everybody here is just great. I mean, and everybody that I've been able to... Oh, yeah, sorry. We go to Australia now. Everybody here who's participated, I mean, it's just been a fantastic marathon so far. 8 days in, we've still got a couple days to go, a few days to go, and it's just been getting better and better. And I appreciate everybody sharing their time and attention with me today. Oh, how dare you, sir? How dare you strike me? No, not that you are expendable. Okay. So now we've got to fight Mr. Samurai again. I figure they just get these guys on clearance. They've got so many of them. And it doesn't really matter if I take a bunch of damage, because we've just got another one of these Zanes to defeat, so no biggie. Oh, thanks. Mighty kind of you to say. Mighty kind of you to say, Chunk. Alright, with the last one defeated, now it's time for the Red Dragon. Which is, we're in the Blue Dragon right now. That's our, base. Oh, but first, a message from Cain. He's at the Red Dragon. Well, so obviously, if we've got a Blue Dragon, they also have to have a space base that's a Red Dragon. We're getting close to the end of the game now. Now, normally, if we were playing one of those, one of those short games, we would just use a jump spell and jump through there. But no, we've got to make use of our triangle jump skills. We've got to go through here. You see, did you even know that there were that the enemies had panthers running around their base? You wouldn't have if you hadn't gone through the legit way. And lasers? A laser waterfall. And here's where we're going to have to make use of all these skills in order to platform around and finish this game off. We've done well so far, but you can't defeat me, Maddock, the vice director of the Striders. Ha ha ha. In my mind, I imagine that was one of those, you know, things where he, like, got on the PA system and decided to taunt you. Okay, this guy's the worst. He's gonna bounce around the room, invincible, right? While he's in his tornado form. And he also does a lot of damage in his tornado form. He's not my favorite. And we not only have to fight him once, we have to fight him twice. Although, with any luck, as long as I can do the jump right, we should be able to skip the second fight with this guy. Which would be really, really nice. Because he's not fun to fight in the first place, so I'm all about fighting him as little as possible. We'll just hide here. Yeah, I'm glad you feel the same way too, Rumblepack. He's just not fun. There's nothing unique or interesting about him. Now, we're pausing there because there's an NPC that loaded in that room below us. Ooh, I got through there unscathed. That's kind of cool. Haven't done that before. All right, and that little cipher icon showed up there to let me know where I was supposed to go. All right, so obviously we want to hit this guy, but if we get too close to him and crowd him, he'll jump off screen, and we won't be able to get to him. So now it's Mr. Shark. Oh, this could be really good. Please, yes, jump. No, 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 no. This could be really, really bad. Okay, good. He jumped out of our hitbox, thankfully. Okay. Let's do one more medical and slide through and get this. Alright, so this is where things could go sideways. We've got to jump off of this magnet wall and start up again, because these things here, they'll do you damage, whether they are extended or retracted. But by scrolling the screen up just a little bit with those magnet boots and continuing to walk, we actually wind up fiddling with their hitboxes in such a way that we don't have to bother with them. We can just move through. And it's not 100% certain. I've had times where I thought I did that right, and I must not have, because then I tried to walk over the first one, and just destroyed me like that. Okay, so now box jump time, if we can manage it. Yes, there we go. Because now we don't have to deal with him with the conversation, we don't have to deal with the load, the unload, all that jazz. We're just done with him right there. I'm through with this guy. Perfect. Sorry if I'm not responding to any questions at the moment. I'm getting to this point where here's where I usually run into trouble. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up, and get down. Okay. Here we go. Now, I should point out that that I'm not doing quite as well on this one as I did, as I've done other times. But we are still, we're still making okay time. He was waiting for me all day, and I skipped right over him. But you know, those extra jumps that we had to, those extra rounds that we had to take in Africa really added time to the time. But believe it or not, we're probably about a minute and a half away from the end. So we're still on track. All right, now this is the jump. And we made it. We can't skip Mr. Samurai. We're gonna have to deal with him no matter what. And here we go. Here is basically the final boss. And this is the whole reason why we got our Cypher upgrade in Japan. because when he gets close, we knock his weapon out of his hand and just wail on him. Now, the people who are actually good at this game can do that in one cycle. Me, not so much. Be careful, Yggdrasil's behind it, whoever that is. Thanks, Steelies. I was worried about that, because he is a big pain. So yeah, no real way... And once we lose control... Time. Alright, just a hair underestimate. Just a hair. So there we go. That's Strider. It's not the greatest game ever, and it has its problems. But it does have some good things to it. Some good moments. I think that above all, if we had that option of picking multiple characters, I would consider Strider to be a classic. But as is, it still is a reasonably fun game. And sure, the jump physics has problems. Sure, there are some things that are fiddly about it, but you know what? It comes together reasonably well. And as we walk out into the field in the sunset, we consider what it is that we've done. And we think, will life ever be the same? All we need do